they want me mic'd, so if it hurts your ears, just raise your hand and I'll make sure I'm not being too loud here. I'm not known for being very quiet. You cannot hear me? Okay. It's really hard because my normal voice is loud, so I'm trying to be careful here. All right, so how was that? Super cool with Christy, right? Awesome. Big round of applause. Thank you, Christy. We will never let her leave puppy raising services. She is invaluable, and we appreciate all the time that she gives to us, extra on top of everything else that she's doing. So, I am Amra. If you have probably received an email from me, I joke with Amanda that usually if you're going to get bad news, it's coming from me. So unfortunately, if there's a dog transfer or some other kind of complication, that communication usually comes from me. So if I haven't met you in person or seen you, this is the face behind the email. Just a really quick background about me, in case you're not aware. I came to Dogs Inc., formerly Southeastern Guide Dogs, in 2019 as a volunteer puppy raiser. My first introduction into the organization was with the absolute sweetest woman with the most amazing Southern accent, sitting right here, Miss Daphne. If you know Daphne, you love Daphne. So I really, really appreciate her welcoming me into the group. I began puppy raising in March of 2020. Amanda ran out of the building and handed me this yellow fluff ball because there was a lot going on in March of 2020. As the world shut down, I started my puppy raising journey with the organization. Hence, my Instagram handle is Pandemic Puppy Raiser, and I'm not changing it. I'm sticking to it. I think it was probably about 2 to 3 weeks that I had Jimmy, my first puppy, and I wrote down on a little Post-it, SEGD career, and I stuck it on my computer. I was working from home at the time, as the rest of the world, and I was like, this is amazing, these humans are amazing, these dogs are amazing, this organization is incredible, I absolutely love it, this is where I want to be. So fast forward to 2022, I got a phone call from Christy, and she's like, hey, I have this opening I think maybe you would be good for, and it was for the Puppy Starter program. So I oversaw the Puppy Starter program, had tons of fun with that, kind of weaseled my way into being an advisor. I have the local groups, North Sarasota, South Sarasota, Bradenton, and Fort Myers. And I have then taken on this new position, sort of. I kind of joke that I dipped my big toe into being puppy training manager because I still am a full-fledged advisor. So trying to do a couple jobs at once. We all know how that works out, but we're getting there. We do have that position listed. If anybody knows somebody who is interested and looking to be an advisor locally here, please send them my way. I am reviewing applications. So that gives a little bit of background, my history with the organization. I'm currently raising my 5th dog, Commander, who happens to be Diamond's sibling. And personally, I have been married to my husband for, oh dear Lord, almost 24 years. And he is my biggest supporter for the dogs. He wants to keep every dog that comes into our house, every puppy, so I have to manage him. And we have 2 beautiful children who aren't children anymore. We have a son who is 22, who is a brand new deputy with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. I am terrified and excited at the same time for that, but good for him. And I have a daughter who is a junior up at UCF in Orlando, also studying criminal justice. They are going to kill me. But amazing to watch them follow their dreams. And they've also been a huge part in my puppy raising journey. As you all know, it's not just you and the puppy, it's your entire family, it's your entire household. So, all right, enough about me. So I've done a lot of thinking. I'm like, I'm gonna ramble and talk to the club leaders for like 15, 20 minutes. What am I gonna say? What do they care to hear? So kind of put together some things that have been going on in my mind, just thinking kind of about the next step and kind of how I grow into this role, some ideas that Amanda and I have talked about, and that the advisors and I have talked about with the department, given all, kind of the changes that we've had. So first of all, like Christy, not super great with the technology. Dana, help. Do I point it somewhere special?
Towards this thing.
Okay. First of all, huge, huge, huge thank you to you guys. I know you have heard it before. I see what you guys are doing out in the community with the puppy raisers. The time, the energy, the love, the amount of resources that you guys as club leaders are putting into your puppy clubs, we literally could not do this without you. And I don't know any more sincere way to say it than thank you, because it's amazing. I am constantly blown away at how much you guys are willing to give, the time, the energy. I go in, I scroll the Facebook page, the Instagram pages, the meetings you guys are setting up, the exposures you guys are doing, the things you're putting together, all for your puppy raisers and for your clubs. Absolutely incredible. And just a huge, huge appreciation. I will always say I identify as a puppy raiser first. And I know how much time and love and energy goes into what you guys do. It's really hard to explain it to the outside world until they've experienced it, because it is such a unique and special volunteer experience. I also recognize the fact that it does not end. It is 24/7. We have puppies. They don't clock in, they don't clock out, which means your guys' phones are always available, hearing from your puppy raisers, us advisors as well. We hear from our amazing club leaders. There's, situations going on. I also take care of the emergency line. I know y'all are, it's 24/7. So I may not always have the answer, but I've got Dr. Smith and Dr. Cassidy on speed dial, so we figure it out together. But just a sincere appreciation for what you guys do. I absolutely am blown away and amazed by all of the things that I see you guys doing with your clubs. All right, so, dear Lord. Okay, as I kind of was thinking about what we do, I always get a chuckle when I read this off the website, so I had to put it up here. So we all have one goal that we're doing, right? It is to take home a cuddly bundle of joy and bring back a happy, socialized, well-mannered dog. Easy, right? Simple, like, no work at all, right? Just easy. But ultimately, that is what we're doing, but there is a lot that obviously goes into that. It goes, up and down. Not everything's rainbow and unicorns that we're dealing with, but ultimately, we all are working together towards that one goal. And when I kind of stop and think about it, we have over 300, I don't know the exact number now, it changes, 307, 3 something.
307 puppies on program, I think it's 358 puppies raised.
So 307 puppies on program right now, 358 puppy raisers across the country raising puppies. We also have all of those puppy raisers are not doing the same thing. We have our flexible options. We have some are doing 3 months, some 6 months, some are doing the full raising, 12. I always put the plus sign behind the 12 because it is not, I know, guys, yeah. It is not just 12. So not all of our puppy raisers are doing the exact same thing, right? We're juggling different timelines. And then on top of that, we have 40 puppy clubs. So within those 40 puppy clubs, we have some are in person, so some of our local clubs. And when I say an in-person club, that means the advisor is close enough that the advisor is seen in person. We have some that are remote, so we have one that is 100% remote. Everything is remote. There's no in-person meetings or anything like that. And then we have our hybrid clubs. So when I say hybrid, that means the puppy club's actually meeting in person, but the advisor doesn't live quite close enough to be there in person, so they are seeing their advisor virtually. Walk and talks are usually done virtually with those hybrid clubs as well. So that's a hybrid. So not only do we have 300 plus puppy raisers raising puppies, not all the same way, doing different things, but we also have 40 puppy clubs that are doing, different versions, different models. And honestly, I really think like this is the magic for us, that we're able to provide so much flexibility for our puppy raisers and so many options. And we're able to troubleshoot if we have a puppy raiser that comes to us that doesn't quite fit the mold, and we're like, well, maybe we could have them do a virtual class here or there. So it gives us a lot of options, especially in this day and age when it is a struggle for all organizations to recruit and retain puppy raisers. And I think we're doing a pretty darn good job of that by having all these flexible options. I will take a minute and pause because I know there's been some talk about the different models of the different groups, and not one is better than the other. They all serve a purpose. The people who do remote, they need remote. They don't have any other ways to be able to puppy raise a puppy. The in-person clubs and the hybrid, those of you that are having your clubs meet in person across the country, y'all have created little communities and little families that now know about Dogs Inc. all across the country, and how special and amazing that is to have those little communities and to be able to retain those repeat raisers over and over again. And there are a lot of raisers that come to us looking for not just a volunteer opportunity, but a way to be connected to a group of humans, like-minded people, doing something that they love. So it is very special. So not one is better than the other. So as I kind of look and think about, wow, we're like doing all these different things, which is amazing, but wouldn't it be kind of nice, and us advisors have talked a little bit about this, if maybe we have some ways that we can bring us all back together. So what is some ways that maybe we can bring the puppy raisers all back together doing the same thing? We're all working on the same thing, but maybe we have a common theme. So one idea that we popped up is maybe creating an area of focus for each month that we're all kind of collectively working on as a group. So no matter what you're doing, we're all kind of working on the same thing together. So what we did is we kind of just would look at our guide to puppy raising, which has been fleshed out into 4 very big categories. So as we look at those 4 different categories of the basic skills, the body handling, the house manners of settling, the exposures, and the out-of-home learning opportunities, how could we break those in and give it a monthly topic to kind of work on together? So as we go through, okay, that's just kind of repeating what I said. So as we go through, like for the month of February, say, okay, we're going to pick out basic skills, and we're going to walk on loose leash walking with your puppy. So what does that look like for us? It doesn't mean that you as a group aren't working on a million other things with your raisers and your classes and everything else, but it gives all of us together a way to kind of come together and do something that we're all working on the same thing. So if we had loose leash walking that we were going to talk about for the month, maybe that means in our club leader update, we have a special little training video or something, a touch point on loose leash walking. Maybe that means that the Dear Advisor that month is, works on and looks at loose leash walking. And then maybe in your meetings, whether it's an advisor in-person meeting, whether it's a virtual meeting, maybe one touch point is we're talking about loose leash walking, right? So we're all coming together. And then with the Facebook page, maybe it's a little challenge. Puppy raisers can be, it's a healthy dose of competition. John Sperling will probably be first to post, but maybe we have a little challenge. Okay, here's our loose leash Bushwalking Challenge for the month. Show me your videos, share it. Share with us as the community what we're all working on together. And even though we're spread out across the country, we're doing puppy raising in a bunch of different ways. Maybe we can come together and have some fun. Obviously, optional to share on Facebook and that sort of thing, but, promote it out to your Instagram, share it, have a fun little challenge, that we kind of put along with these different topics. Oh gosh, now I'm just hitting things. So this is just talking about some of the other focus topics that we were looking at, that we could divide it. And the thought was that us as advisors would work on, we'd pick a topic, maybe one or two, and that would kind of be the focus for the month. It just really provides a little bit of loose structure to what we're doing. Definitely do not want to squash anybody's creativity or take anything away from like you having your meeting and maybe you have set what you're going to do, but this could just be one little piece that you tie into the meeting that then we're all kind of doing it together. Okay, and then this just talks about how we could tie it all together with those different things for those topics. We don't have it all fleshed out. This is just an idea, kind of a brainstorm. But really, my thought is I'm just trying to think of some ways that, and I need your guys' help, trying to think of some ways that we can bring everybody back together and be helpful. I swear, now I'm just not even touching it. That we can bring everybody back together. So I am completely sincere when I say this. I want to hear from you. I need to hear from you. I want to hear your ideas. I know you all have my email. There's my work cell phone. Probably will regret that life decision up there right now. But no, it's fine. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear your ideas, because I also want to promote an environment where we're sharing between each other. I'm looking at Brenna right now because this woman is like one of the most creative humans that I have ever laid eyes on. And what she deserves it. She comes up with the best meetings. She comes up with these great ideas. She's so creative. And I know we have, others like that, and I want to share that information, because especially for some club leaders, they're like, I don't know what to do for this meeting, or I'm burnt out of ideas. I want to have a way that we can collaboratively share with each other and be like, this worked great, this was a really fun activity, or, tried it, did not work so well. I want my club leaders to be able to share that information with each other as well. We're kind of brainstorming and thinking amongst ourselves on how we can best facilitate that and how we can make it easy for you guys to have access to shared information as well. So if you have ideas with that, please let me know. I definitely want to hear. But even amongst us advisors, we also want to do better at sharing information between ourselves as well. Because like Jenny may be teaching an amazing activity in a class, and we all want to know about it, so we can do it with our groups. So, just a way to share that information. So if anybody has any ideas, I think it's during lunchtime today, I had the either really good or really bad idea of being the human suggestion box. I think along with Kimberly.
I'll be there.
So we will be sitting at a table. So if you already have some ideas and want to throw them my way, please, I will be taking it down. Otherwise, you know how to get a hold of me and talk me through some things. But again, I just really want to thank you guys. I just huge love and admiration for everything that you guys do, and we could not do it without you. So thank you.